Welcome to Home Dad Chat, brought to you by the National At-Home Dad Network. My name is Brock,
My name is Danny.
and we are here to talk about life as stay-at-home dads. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
No, I don't want much. I even love handmade crafts made of macaroni. Come on now, you should know me. Times I might eat too much. No worry about my weight. Got the dad bod rocking on me. Sketches on my feet. Cargo shorts look good on me. I'm a dad, that's what I do.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Today, we are going to have multiple guests on as we are going to be starting the first of two episodes where we will be talking to potential board members. These are the board nominees that anybody that is a member of the National At-Home Dad Network will have an opportunity to vote for. So whether you are in attendance in St. Louis in October or not, you will have an opportunity to do that. We have a form that you will be able to fill out and vote for those different nominees. So today I've got quite a list, honestly. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to be talking to David Panach. I'm gonna butcher these names. Let's try this again. We're going to be talking to David Pinance. Dave Pedanset. We're going to be talking to Dave Penanset, Dale Van Velra. Oh my gosh, these are awful. I really got to work on this. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Today is going to be a special day of talking to multiple people. These are going to be the nominees for the board that you will get to vote on in October, whether you are in person at Home DadCon or not able to make it. You will still have an opportunity. We have an electronic form for voting. We are going to be talking to 5 different individuals and just having a little bit of a Q&A with them. I've got a lineup of about 6 questions I'm going to ask each one of them and give them the opportunity to share a little bit and just to give you also the opportunity to get to know them outside of the videos that they sent in to also will be shown later. But Danny and I in the past have done this, and it's we've seen that it actually is very beneficial. However, Danny is rerunning for a board position, so he has decided to step away. He's going to what I would call stay above board on interviewing and leave it to me to talk to everybody, which I'm excited about. It's going to be fun. I've talked with each one of these individuals briefly at different times, but it's going to be really fun to give an opportunity for them to talk to just about why it is that they want to join the board, a little bit about who they are, what their family dynamics are, and what they bring to the organization. Like, what is it? What is their thing? Do they have a special gift? Are they do they have a professional background in something, or are they just passionate about a specific thing that they're wanting to try to drive forward with the organization? These are all things that previous board members have brought on as well, and it's why this organization has thrived over the years and continues to thrive. And that is really one of the more important things for this organization. So I will be right back, and we will have each one of those individuals on. So hope you enjoyed the show, and here is a commercial to get you ready for it. Join us for the Dad's Run 5K in St. Louis 2024, benefiting the Fathers Overcoming Adversity Fund. Brand new to this year is the 1 mile Arch March. For our walkers or runners that want a short option, we got you. Participate in personal or virtually. The live event includes a 5K finisher medal, post-race food, and refreshments. Virtual participants complete their 5K the week of October 18th through the 20th, 2024, with a registration fee covering metal shipping. If you are unsure of how to train for 3.1 miles or think it too daunting, the plan Couch to 5K will get you there in 9 weeks. There's still time to start the journey. Link to this program can be found in any of the posts about the 5K on our social media platforms. Again, the date for the convention is October 17th through the 19th, 2024 in St. Louis, Missouri. In person to register for the 5K is $35. Virtual registration is $40. Sponsored by plantorun.com. To learn more, go to athomedad.org/Dads Run This House 5K. And we are back, and I have our first guest with us today, Dave Pidunce. Did I say that right?
You got it.
All right, good. I took a deep breath and was like, gosh, I hope I don't mess this up. We were just talking about it. So, Dave, you and I have connected through the Country Dads podcast. We actually, Dave and Danny and I were just on your guys' show here recently. So, I'm very excited to talk to you a little bit about your reasonings for wanting to join the board and just kind of see where things are. I know that you've been around for a bit. How long have you been a part of the organization?
So, I've been a part of the organization for 3 years. I've been an at-home dad for 4 years.
Okay.
So, somewhere between that that uh, that first year and the second year is when I found the organization and kind of lurked on Facebook for a little while, listened to the podcast, and then I'd say it was 2021 when I went to the convention in Cincinnati when I think I was fully involved in the organization. And when I first fully accepted my new role and my new identity as a stay-at-home dad was at that convention, and that's kind of when I started to get more involved and more consistent.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hey, gonna go through a few questions here with you, and we're just gonna get to know you a little bit better, help folks decide who it is that they want to vote onto the board. There are 3 open positions like every year, and so we've got a lot of great candidates, and so I'm excited to hear everybody's answers, and I'm sure everybody else's as well. Start with the first one here. Tell me a little bit, or tell us a little bit about your family dynamic.
Okay. So I have 3 kids, and they're little guys, all boys. They're 6, 4, and 1. Um, my wife is a lawyer. She loves her career and loves working hard late at night on the weekends and all that stuff. So, um, it was kind of early on when we were planning out our family, um, and trying to have a family. We actually had some early pregnancy losses before my first was born. So we had a lot of discussions about what our family was going to look like, even before we had kids. And I think it was agreed upon that should that happen for us someday, that I'd be the one to step back from my career if it became a little bit too much for both of us, because she just absolutely loved her path and her identity, and I liked my path and my identity. I was an aerospace engineer in my previous life, and like it was good. I I did like my career, but it wasn't as much of a passion for me as it was for my wife. So I said, all right, I'll be the one to kind of scale it back. And then once it actually became apparent to us after a couple years of doing the full-time working parent thing for both of us, I did start to scale back. I started working part-time, and eventually during the pandemic, I decided to stay home. Once we had 2 kids, and at that time, it really hit me that, oh, I did agree to do this, and now here it is. Here's the opportunity. And did I actually realize what I was signing up for? So since then, I think being part of the organization has helped me really, really lean into that. My wife's been super supportive of that and about me getting involved in the book club and going to the convention every year since Cincinnati, and really working on just myself personally and growing in that role at home, trying to improve myself and trying to improve my mental health. And so I think that our family dynamic has improved a lot since our full time working parent time. It's been a blessing to be able to do this, and I think I've improved as a person since kind of staying home and working on some of those things internally and really going all in on family life.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear, man. Definitely. And you, like you said, you've been a stay-at-home dad for 3 years now, um,
4 years
or
actually,
4 year
but
or
yeah,
4 years.
yeah,
Yeah.
4 years.
So,
But
and you're out in LA, correct?
yes,
Yeah.
yep, I'm in
So
LA, the West Side.
what has it been like for you? Like, what do you love about being a stay-at-home dad? And just what has that been like for you out in the LA area?
I mean, I love the things that I love about being a dad in general is just seeing my kids develop, having a front row seat for that. I think as a stay-at-home dad, you have the unique opportunity. You have many more opportunities to see little mundane things and little moments with your kids as they grow into their personalities. So I really like that I feel a lot of closeness with them. Like I really know who they're becoming, and I've seen their growth and seen them change, even in the few short years that they've been here on the earth. My oldest is only 6 years old, so it's I've already seen him just grow and develop as a person. I just think that's really fun and unique to be able to have that opportunity. Like having the responsibility um, to support my wife and to be there present for my kids. I've known a lot of people who have struggled to either find a partner or to have kids in general. So I I'm very grateful for the responsibility to take care of my kids. And then
Yeah.
in LA in particular, it's much more common to have a couple of working parents than to have a, a spouse staying at home. It's real expensive to live out here. And so that's a unique thing to one have a parent staying at home, and definitely having a dad staying at home is something that seems very rare. And I don't know if it's more rare here statistically than elsewhere in the country, but I'd always felt like it was extremely rare. I
Yeah.
didn't I didn't meet another at-home dad in locally until just this last year when I got involved with City Dads Group and as an organizer and started kind of getting myself out there a little bit more and spreading a wider net.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
for 3 years, my first 3 years being a stay-at-home dad, I thought for sure I was the only one in all of LA. I know
That's
that's not actually
wild.
true, but it felt
Yeah.
like definitely felt like that.
Well, I mean, that's wild to think too. You know, you're in LA, it's such a big area, but that makes total sense. Like you were saying, you know, the fact that it is expensive to live out there. And so most parents, you know, two parents are both working to keep things afloat. So I
Yeah,
can understand that. But I'm glad that you know, you were able to connect. The City Dads group is definitely was, you know, that's definitely a pinnacle thing there as far as being able to connect with other dads. So that's awesome to hear.
yeah,
Along with that, like you were saying, like, you know, it was one of those deals where, you know, for 3 years, it's just kind of you and, you know, just kind of getting things done. What would you say were, are some of your like bigger like struggles as a dad, whether it be that you're talking about, like maybe just meeting other dads, but also too, just within like fatherhood itself, like what kind of things do you struggle with?
yeah. I mean, at first, I definitely struggled with the kind of change in identity because I was an aerospace engineer and I had my friends from work, and that was kind of my peer group for a long time. And there's still some of my closest friends or people that I met through work, but suddenly we didn't have that common ground anymore of having a career and even a job to complain about. And a lot of their experiences, even after a lot of my friends around here became fathers, it was just a little bit different. So I definitely have struggled with so the identity thing, isolation after becoming a stay-at-home dad. That's something that we talk about in our community a lot, and I struggled with that for sure. My first couple years were the pandemic years when I was a stay-at-home dad, so I think everyone struggled with isolation, and then on top of that, just not being able to. We weren't going anywhere or doing anything, and so I felt extra isolated. I think like everybody, um, and really just not having uh, that community. I started to feel that after a while, even though I'm an introvert and I felt like I don't really need any friends. I don't need to have a bunch of people to talk to all the time. I like my alone time. I feel like not having that kind of work at the water cooler community that I had when I was in the office. I really felt the loss of that.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. Yeah, I
so
could see it.
yeah,
Yeah. I definitely see that, man. Like I completely understand. Pandemic was hard on everybody for sure. And even if you are someone who is introverted, like you still have to have that human contact. It's like I'm not a complete hermit. I still want to have some sort of contact with people.
yeah, that's right. And yeah, it's strange that the connecting. I'm with humans all day. I'm with my kids all day. So, at the end of the day, I feel pretty low energy. And so I don't really, in my head, I don't really want to spend time with more people because I'm like, I spent time with these little people all day. I need time alone, but
Yep,
it's just different. You need some peers. You need people that kind of understand where you're at, and
definitely.
your kids aren't going to do that for you
Yeah.
all the time.
Well, and so I want to get into the last two questions here before our time is up. These two are just based around the board itself. So I'm kind of curious, like, what is it that's driving you to serve on the board? And tell me a little bit about like the specific things that you're looking to bring to the board, like things you'd want to change or something you'd want to create while you have that 3 years serving the organization.
Sure. Yeah. So I would say, and I don't say this lightly, that the At Home Dad Network changed my life. And actually, the convention in particular changed my life because I mentioned that when I went to my first convention in Cincinnati, I still kind of considered myself an aerospace engineer that was just taking some time off, and who knows what the future would hold. And so after that, I become much more comfortable in my role as a primary caretaker. So because of that, I mean, I think that it made sense when I was approached to run for a board seat. It made a lot of sense to me. The organization has meant a lot to me. It's supported me in the last 3 years that I've been kind of hovering around the book club and the conventions. So I wanted to give back something. So I thought maybe this is a good opportunity to kind of put myself out there as someone who is available and willing to help out. And also, I think about other dads that are like me that might be out there that need this and maybe haven't gone beyond lurking on the Facebook group. Maybe they haven't been to a convention yet, um, or maybe they're like a lot of the at-home dads that I've met in LA. Actually, they hadn't heard of the organization, which I think was a shame because it's meant so much to me. So before meeting me, they hadn't heard of the organization. So I feel like there's an opportunity for some increased outreach so that more people that every at-home dad knows that we exist, first of all, and then maybe even the dads that are like me in my former life, kind of considering it as a potential path, um, knowing that that organization exists, maybe that normalizes it for them and helps them feel a little bit more confident when that opportunity comes up for them to stay home with the kids or to just give it a try for 6 months, for a year. Because I think that would be good. That it was really good for my marriage, my relationship with my spouse, and it's been good for her career, and it's been good for me as a person too. So those are some of
Yeah.
the reasons that I wanted to get more involved than I have been in the past for sure. Um, as far as what I think I could bring to the table, and as an aerospace engineer, I was a project manager for about a decade. So I'm very organized. I did lots of spreadsheets and planning, a lot of precision. So that's the mindset that I think I bring to everything that I do, whether I'm volunteering with the little leagues or the baseball leagues around here, or or anything that I get involved with. So if there's opportunities for you guys need help with things like that, I'd be available. Even if I don't get elected, maybe this is my chance
I
to
love
help
that.
in different
Yeah.
ways. Um, Kind of on the side, after I stayed home, I started some work as a freelance writer and a blogger. And you mentioned the podcast Country Music Dads that I started with Mick Farmer this year. All things that I've kind of gotten involved as kind of a hobbyist, but they are some skills that I bring to the table. I can write. I've been promoting those things on social media. So I mentioned outreach as being kind of one of the things that I'm interested in, and also just writing and promoting things on social media, even podcasting if you guys need help with the podcast, Brock.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
these are things that at least I'm interested in, that I'm learning about. So things that I can help with, that I think fit with my mission to kind of get the word out there a little bit more. And then changes. I mean, I think the organization is seems really healthy to me from my perspective. Like it's supported me very well, and it seems really organized, at least from the outside as a participant. So the one thing that I'd be interested in helping with is if there's more ways to partner with city dads for more local outreach, because I love that I have all these friends that are all across the country, and the national reach is really impressive and really interesting. I wish though that I knew every at-home dad in the LA area, that I wasn't just kind of showing up at parks and waiting for them to show up. If there was something more active that we could do,
Yeah,
um,
definitely.
I don't know if it was something that I think I saw a poll go up just the last week on the Facebook group. Hey, who's in each state?
Yeah.
And I just thought that was really interesting. Like, oh, there are some dads in California that I haven't heard of them yet. So it'd be cool just to be able to, if there's a way to connect with every new dad that was in the LA area, they I would be happy for them to know that I exist as soon as
Definitely.
they sign up for the group.
I love that. Definitely. Thank you for those answers. That was great. I feel like you definitely bring a lot to the table, and I'm excited to see what transpires from that. So, um, but that's our time for things. David, thank you so much for coming on the show and just sharing all that. And I'm looking forward to getting to hang out with you in person in October. So I hope that the weeks go fast and that gets here sooner than than we
Yeah,
hope so.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, thanks for the time.
Not a problem. You have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye.
All right, I'm here with our second nominee. This is Dale Van Valera. Dale, you have been involved in quite a bit of stuff since the last convention, and definitely interested to hear a little bit more about that. How you been, man?
I've been doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well. You know, just getting ready for school to kick in here in about 30 days. So it's
Yeah,
coming
me
quick.
too. Me too.
Yeah. Hey, just want to kind of get things rolling here, give everybody a chance to get to know you. Tell us all a little bit about your family dynamic.
I'm married, have been for 16 years, to my wife, Katie. We have three boys. Charlie's 14, Oliver is 7, and Alexander is 4. We also have a dog. I think she's a Dalmatian retriever mix. Her name is Zelda, which is
Love
perfect
that.
for our family. Yeah.
Love that.
And then we have a big old boy cat named Hammy, which is also an appropriate name. He's a big boy. So
That's awesome, man. No, that's exciting. So, you have been doing a lot of stuff with the organization. And we'll get into a little bit of that here at the near the end of the questions and stuff. So you said you've been married for 16 years. Your oldest is 14. How long have you been an at-home dad?
almost 6 years. I started in November of 2018.
Yeah, and what brought along that?
I really didn't like my job. And my wife had started an overnight job. And we tried to make it work for a long time, probably about 6 months or so.
Yeah,
I mean, she would go to work all night and then be up with our youngest at that time, all day, and it just didn't work out. She was exhausted all the time, and I was like, this isn't fair. I was like, so, what do you think about me, quitting the job I hate and staying here with the kids? And she was like, yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. And I was like, okay, I'll put in my 2 weeks. And I didn't for a week. And I came back and she's like, so you're done in a week, right? And I was like, no, I haven't put in my 2 weeks yet. She's like, well, what are you doing? And I was like, I thought you were joking. Like, I didn't think that this would be a thing. Like, I didn't think that, we could make this happen. She goes, we're going to make this happen. Do it. And so I did
that's
it and been happy ever since.
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Hey, I was curious too. Where are you located at?
Sycamore, Illinois. It's about 60 miles west of Chicago,
Okay,
a little bit south of Rockford.
nice, nice.
Yeah.
So, being out that way, I don't know what the stay-at-home dad life is like out there as far as are there others or whatever. I was talking with uh Dave uh Fiance a little bit ago, and he was saying even in LA it was difficult to connect with other dads. So what has that been like for you?
I haven't found another stay-at-home dad in the area at all
Okay,
that I know of. Um, yeah, it's very sparse, I think.
sure.
So,
Yeah.
unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. What kind of things do you love about being a dad?
I love watching the boys learn new things and watching that little sparkle in their eyes when they learn something new or they're able to do something on their own that they didn't think they could do. Um, it's really nice to see like that sense of victory. And it's also nice to, watch them grow and develop and know that I had some part in that. Um, like my middle son, he was starting to read by the time he got to kindergarten, and he knew his all of his letters and things like that. And I'm like, well, I take a little part in that, I think, helping him out with that.
Heck yeah.
And my little one's on the same path. I mean, he likes letters and words and things like that. And
That's
so I'm like,
awesome.
well, take a little
Yeah.
part in that.
Very cool. Very cool. And like you were saying too, there have definitely been like just it's been tough, not finding any other dads or whatever. But what kind of things just from like fatherhood do you struggle with as just, being a dad? Like what kind of things are there that are kind of the hurdles in life for you?
Um, Trying not to match their big emotions with my own big emotions. It's really hard to get them to settle down when they see that I'm not settled myself, and that's a
Yeah.
struggle. Um, so I really have to be very mindful of calming myself down and trying to, talk calmly. And sometimes it gets them to settle down, and sometimes it makes them more angry. But, I'm trying to lead by example, and that's difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's also difficult, watching it's great watching them grow and become more independent, but that's also really difficult because I'm losing my little boys and they say, the days are long, but the years are short.
Yep.
So it's very
Definitely.
true. It's very true.
Yeah. Well, you got walking mirrors just, all over the house to remind you about different things. So I completely understand that for sure. Hey, a couple questions here to kind of end things up for our time. These are more just directed towards, the board nomination side of things. What is it that has driven you to, you know, basically kind of jump into the nomination for serving on the board? Like I know that you've been doing a lot of stuff in the volunteering area. Is that kind of what it is, or is there other things alongside that?
I just want to help as much as I can. Um, I've been doing some stuff for the organization and I just want to do more. I want to help out as much as I can. Um, I want to, just make any kind of, improvements that I can. Um, Not that there are any that I can see right now, but once if I'm elected, once I'm in the thick of it, maybe there's something that I can improve on or change, make better. Um, I just want to continue helping as much as I can. I like I like helping. I love the organization. I love helping out. I love being there for everybody and being on the board. I could do more of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. I mean, is there anything specific that you are wanting that you bring to the table, or like you were saying, like you didn't really see anything that needed change, but is there anything that you're looking to maybe possibly create for the organization while on the board?
Um, Not that I can see now, but once I'm there, maybe there will be something that I could, create or
Yeah.
change. It's a little difficult to see it from the outside, I think. I think you really need to be in the thick of it and kind of see, oh, this could, be changed a little bit, or we could change this up and do it a different way. So,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
that's I like that because I think that falls right in line with what we were talking to Paul, Chris, and Kyle about previously on the episode, talking about what their first year was like. So love that,
Yeah.
man. It's a great way to look at things. So, hey, I really appreciate your time, Dale. It was great getting to talk to you, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with you in October, man.
Yeah,
So,
me too.
until then, have a great time, and we'll hang out here real soon.
All right. Thanks.
Yep. See ya.
See ya.
Hey everybody, we got Arvis Brakeen here with us, and Arvis, you have been around for a while. You're very notably known as one of the tallest stay-at-home dads in the organization, if not also in the world in some ways. But you also have graciously taken on the Dad Lounge and sort of coordinating a lot of that, which I'm very appreciative of. Um, but just so that others can get a chance to know you a little bit, let's start with talking about your family dynamic, man. What's that look like?
Well, my family dynamic, uh, I have identical twin boys who are 13 and they will be 14 on August 11th.
Man, okay, so twin boys, 14. That's pretty wild. And
Yeah.
yeah, and how was it that you came about being an at-home dad? How long have you been an at-home dad?
Well, I've been an at home dad since my children were born, which was 2010. We ended up making the decision of becoming an at home dad because my health ended up taking a turn. So I'm fully disabled, but also my check would have just been only going towards daycare, and that's it. So financially and for my physical health, it was a better choice.
Yeah, definitely, man. I've been asking all the guys this. Where are you located at?
I am located in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay. And how has that been as far as being able to come in contact with other at-home dads?
Well, with here being in Phoenix, Arizona, they do have, the group of, the city dads. However, in my location, there aren't any at home dads. So it makes it where the loneliness factor kicks in.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
definitely. I'd say you're not alone
mhm.
in that. That seems to be the conciseness around many of the dads that I talk to on a regular basis. But aside from that, like, what is it that you love about being a dad?
Well, that's a loaded question, but with that being said, I would say everything because when my doctors have told me in the past that I couldn't have kids, and now having not one but two kids, I love everything about it, cherishing every moment. So the good and the bad.
Yeah, definitely. Um, what so like you were saying, it's been a struggle with getting into contact with other dads, but just curious too, what has been like some of the things that you've struggled with just in your fatherhood journey alone? Like what has it been like for you to be a dad? What kind of things have you struggled with?
Well, when it comes to struggles, the loneliness factor is something that I've struggled with, uh, especially earlier in first becoming a dad. Didn't have really anyone to continuously ask advice on how to go about things. If it wasn't for the National at Home Dad Network, uh, I would very much be alone on it. And so that's one of the main things as far as I struggle with. If there's anything else that I struggle with, it would be as far as mentorship. Uh, I didn't have a mentor as far as to help me guide me throughout the process of being a dad, continuing to become a better dad, etc.
Yeah, no, I love that. That's one of the things that Danny and I talk about on the show a lot is the fact that men need a mentor. So I know that that's been definitely something that's being pushed out there. So I'm glad to hear you say that, even though that's something you struggle, you're also striving for it. So glad to hear that. Um, so coming up to the last two questions here in our time, I wanted to find out, you know, what are some reasons of why it is that you're wanting to serve on the board, and then also too, talk a little bit about the specifics of what you're bringing to the table as far as how to either change, create, or offer to the board.
Well, when it comes to as far as why I want to serve on the board, I definitely want to be the voice for the dads in the group that aren't able to make it to Home Dad Con. Uh, be the voice for those that are in the dad lounge every week that are unable to take that time away from their families, because we're all family, but we all have our nucleus family as far as spouse, children, etc. And so the things that I hear, the concerns that I listen to, I want to be able to become a voice for them and help bridge the gap between the non-active members, the active members, and to really strengthen the brotherhood. And what I would like to see as far as in the as far as the what I can bring to the table, I would definitely say that something I would like to see is mentorship. Our mentorship program, to be for that to continue to become stronger. A lot of dads, our brothers, do not even know we even have a mentorship program, and so to be able to have that mentorship program continue to be strengthened, and uh, it can help bring the foundation, going back to basics of being a dad, giving advice as far as how to be a dad, to become an even better dad, from newborn, toddler, junior high, etc., and the continuous advice. So mentorship is something I think is very, very important.
Yeah, definitely, man. I love that. Yeah, definitely bringing in the mentorship is a huge thing. So excited to hear that. Hey, Arvis, thanks so much for your time. It was great getting to talk with you. Definitely looking forward to getting to see you in St. Louis. And yeah, man, you have a good one. Thanks again.
Thank you, man. You too. Thank you for having me.
Hey, everybody. I've got Nick Hargis with me now. And Nick has been around for a while. It's been a pleasure getting to know him over the years. Nick, how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you, Brock?
I'm doing well, man. Doing real well. So, like everybody else, you're gonna get a slew of questions. We get to know you a little bit, and just kind of having fun, just getting to know all the different board nominees. Just kind of wanted to start by just finding out a little bit of who you are and also of your family dynamic. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm Nick Hargis. I'm a stay-at-home dad, father of three. I have one boy and two girls. My oldest boy is going to be 11, and then my two girls are 8 and almost 4.
Wow. Okay. 11, 8, and 4. That's so. How long have you been a stay-at-home dad then? With you having an 11-year-old for your oldest?
I just did my 10th year. Like this is starting the 10th year because I started when he was 9 months old.
Okay. Awesome. That's great, man. And I've been asking all the dads this. Where are you located?
I'm in Columbia, Missouri.
Okay. What's it been like coming in contact with other at-home dads living in Columbia, Missouri?
It's been great. The first few years were incredibly isolating. So finding the network several years ago was one of the best things that happened to me.
Yeah.
Um,
What
just
what uh
being able-
what was the first convention you went to?
Minneapolis was the first one I went to back in 19.
Okay. Awesome. That's great, man. And what is it that you love about being an at-home dad or just being a dad in general? Like what do you love about that?
I love the flexibility it gives our family. The more time it gives us to spend as a couple later, because I take care of other stuff that we would normally have to do if we were both working after work hours.
Yep.
Like that's an option right now as a stay-at-home parent after work hours, being always on. But I think the best part is just getting to spend time with all my kids because like yesterday we just went for a long walk just because we could and we
Yeah.
had the time to do that.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love going on long walks with my kids. You just never know what they're gonna say or what they're gonna find or whatever. So definitely. Um, what kind of things do you struggle with in fatherhood? Like, is there anything particular that just kind of makes it a hurdle for you? What kind of things you got there?
Both of our younger kids are not very good sleepers. So like I'm mostly a night owl, but I've had to shift that because wake up call starts way too early for me to stay up as late as I would like. So I think that's the biggest hurdle for me is getting enough sleep because I don't feel like I want to go to bed when I need to go to bed.
That's definitely tough for sure. Yeah, so like the sleep deprivation just never stopped for you. Like it's still
Yes.
going. Oh, yeah, I feel for you, man. That is definitely a hard one because it's already taxing enough being an at-home dad and having to juggle everything, but to not have sleep as well. Oh, um, so you've been around since Minneapolis, so a few years here. I'm curious, what is it that kind of what's your drive? What has moved you into looking to serve on the board?
Um, Going to the conferences, I've had a lot of different opportunities to connect with different people and the stories and things that we've been able to share at the conference has really helped me uh, as a person grow. And I want to be able to help grow those experiences for everybody else as we go forward.
That's awesome. Definitely, man. That's I find that you definitely get your you know hands dirty getting in there working around getting things like that put together for sure. uh are there specific things alongside of that you're wanting to offer or change or create while you have that 3 years on the board?
The thing that I want to focus on is creating like a program guide for the board because we're in a spot where the guys that have been serving have been there for a while. We have two board members that have been almost completed 6-year terms. So we've had a lot of stability and we want to continue that stability by having how-to guides on so we can hit the ground running with whoever the replacement is.
I love that. Yeah, that is definitely a need for sure. Um, I've seen a lot of things take place in the 6 years that I was on the board, and having a little bit of a playbook to hand to a new board member, especially after hearing Paul and Kyle and Chris talk about their first year. I think having something like that created would be definitely beneficial. I love that. Hey, I really appreciate your time. It was great getting to talk to you, Nick. I'm looking forward to getting to hang out with you in October. and that'll be here sooner than I think most of us might be ready for. So,
Yeah,
but
we have less than 100 days till we're there, so we'll see each other soon.
definitely. Well, hey, you have a good one. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody, I've got Jeffrey Bernstein here with me, and I'm looking forward to talking with you about your nomination for the board. How you been, man?
Pretty good. Summer, I'm hot. It's very hot here where I am, so I'm trying to stay cool. Trying to stay cool. How about you, Brock?
Doing well. We're getting ready to have a little bit of a cool down, so we've been hot here for a while, so that'll be
Yeah,
nice.
good. Yeah. Nice little reprieve.
Definitely. Well, hey, we've been talking with all of the board nominees, and it's been a lot of fun. I just wanted to get your take on a few questions. So, I wanted to ask about your family dynamic. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'm married 18 years as of this last May to my husband, Brian. We have two children via gestational surrogacy. They are twins, Alexander and Phoebe. We also live in a multi-generational home. We have an in-law suite that my mother lives in. So we have three generations technically under one roof. Um, yeah, that's a little bit about my family. I mean,
Yeah.
we're just like every other family, just have two dads.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's very cool. And how long have you been an at-home dad?
So I'm technically not an at-home dad anymore. I was a full-time at-home parent for 3 years. For
Okay.
3 years, I remember making a post in the group saying that, "Hey, I accepted a job, and I was chastised by everybody once a stay-at-home dad, always a stay-at-home dad,"
That's right.
which only reaffirmed my affinity for the group and the community that they built. So yeah, I do part-time work. I'm not fully employed, and I do what I want to do when I want to do it.
There you go. I feel the same way. I'm in the same kind of boat there. I'm part-time. I have a full-time job, but it feels part-time because I'm also taking care of my kids. So it's
Exactly.
it's
That's exactly it.
it's nice to have the flexibility there for sure.
Yes, I have a unicorn job, and I am very thankful for it every single day.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, I know I've seen you post a lot about being a father and that kind of thing. What do you love about being a dad?
Absolutely everything. There you're catching me at a bad time because it's day 8 of an ear infection for one of my kids, and it's been a really challenging ear infection. So, am I lying when I say everything? No, because it's been challenging. But I like the challenges. The reason I like the challenges is that I have found it's helped me become a better person. Ultimately, parenting is one of the hardest things I've ever done. I've ever done with somebody as a co-parent, as a partnership. And it's also the most rewarding thing. Even though they might be little poops to us at home, when I get to see them interact with the outside world, their level of kindness that they extend to people, the way in which they learn and process the friendships that they have nurtured and grown, it's so amazing to watch and be gifted that experience, to watch them become individuals.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my favorite thing about
I love that. Definitely. I couldn't agree more. It's a
it.
big part of me being a dad too. So, um, where are you located?
I am in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, which is a suburb of Philadelphia. So, Eastern Pennsylvania. I'm in farm country. I am literally surrounded on three sides by farms. Um, we raise chickens here, which is fun.
That is fun. Yeah. So not West Philadelphia, East Philadelphia.
No, not Philadelphia. And no, I'm gonna spare y'all from singing it, but
I know.
um,
It was the first
it's
thing that popped
hard.
into my
I
head.
know it always is when someone hears Philadelphia, especially if you were a kid of the 80s.
That's right.
So.
Yes, kids of the 80s. Hey, alongside of the sort of the opposite side of the coin of loving being a dad, what are some things that you struggle with as a dad?
Prioritizing myself and finding things that keep me authentically me, I think are the things that I find most challenging and things that I've had to actively work on and be very intentional with over the years.
Yeah. What have you done to kind of combat that?
Um, I prioritize myself. Didn't I say that? No, I'm kidding.
You did, yeah.
I schedule time for me. When my, kids go to bed, my husband knows that that's me time, unless there are chores to be done that I need to get done. That might be time with my yoga mat. It might be time painting my nails, as you know, Brock, which are
Oh
gorgeous
yeah.
and done, ready for vacation. I took the length down because I couldn't type and get my stuff done. Um, so they were just long for a picture on Instagram. But anyway, um, recently I've been taking time to write. Um, just stream of consciousness thinking, and I'm very intentional with it. I make sure that if I set the time for myself, I keep it. And the third thing that I've done recently is make time to phone call and FaceTime my friends. It's something that I had forgotten about and was a habit that I had started at the beginning of pandemic when we were all in lockdown, was
Yeah.
being intentional and reaching out to the people
I love
that
that.
I love the
That's
most.
awesome. Yeah, definitely.
So I try to maximize my time. If I'm sitting outside with my chickens, making sure hawks don't fly by and eat them, I'll be on the FaceTime with a friend and we'll laugh about what's going on. Or I try to make the most of the time that I have.
I love that. That's awesome, man. Yeah, hawks are a nuisance, that's for sure. So
They're just
yeah,
trying to live. They're just
that
trying to live.
that's true. That's true. But you want the chickens, so you know.
I do, but they want the chickens too. And I don't know. I'm one of those. I live alongside the predators. Although I hear you.
It's all good. It's all good. Hey, so I feel like, we've gotten to talk over the years about different
Mm,
things, and I know that we had a pretty good one-on-one conversation a couple years back at Home Dad Con, doing nails in the room and things like that. And at that time I was on the board for the National at Home Dad Network, and now you are a nominee for the board.
yeah.
And yeah, I am just curious, like what is it that's kind of pushing you and giving you this just passion to join the board?
I didn't think it would be where it is right now, to be honest. I think I've shared with you over the years the term dad and notion of dad conjures up, straight man. And that's something that for me as a queer person is usually like the antithesis of where I want to be. But one thing that this community has done repeatedly, not once, not twice, not thrice, repeatedly, is embrace me and others like me and show that they want to be better people. And one of the things about that behavior and that feeling of community that you don't often find, you want to nurture and grow
Mm,
because it's special. And for me, it's much deep. That runs so deep because of the hurt I've experienced in my life, and to know that there's a group of people that aren't like that, that want to do better, to be better, to continue to grow and do for their kids, and that's why.
yeah, I love that,
That's
man.
why.
Yeah, I know just
It's healing. It's very healing for me, to be really honest.
oh, that's good to
Like,
hear too. Definitely. I know that when we first met, like that was a big thing, and
yeah,
we had some good conversations about that. So always love hearing that because one, from where the organization has been in the past to where it is now is definitely it's not where it was, and it's awesome to see just all the
yeah.
improvements going on. So along with that, just kind of wrapping up our time, what specifically are you looking to bring to the board? Is there something you want to create, change? Like, what does that look like for you?
So I don't necessarily think that there's something that I want to create or change. What I want to bring to the board is a sense of awareness and messaging and broaden the messaging. I think that this is a very wonderfully well-known message and community, and I think that we have opportunities that we can continue to grow and broaden the message and bring other dads into this circle. And one of the things that I would like to do in my tenure, if I'm chosen and elected to be part of the board, is figure out a way to increase this messaging, because one of the most important things that this place has given to me is a sense of community, and it's greatly affected my mental health in positive ways. And one thing about being an at-home parent, and one of the hardest things, is recognizing the toll that it takes on your mental health and making sure that there is community and access to that community and that messaging that is within the organization, that is outward facing, says to the person that needs help that they feel welcome.
Yeah.
That would be the one thing I would really like to see affected, and is broadening that messaging and making sure that all dads know that they're welcome.
I love that. Definitely. I think that that is anytime we can, make the message that much more approachable to others. It's that's just a huge benefit for any organization. I love the fact that that's, something that you're looking to do. Hey, Jeffrey, I appreciate the time. This has been great getting to talk to you.
I got to see you for a few minutes, so this is
I
always
know.
great time. Like,
Exactly.
I'm looking forward to seeing you in Milwaukee, though.
Yeah,
Sorry, St. Louis.
it's okay. It's okay. I know. It's one city
You're
after
wearing your
another.
Milwaukee shirt,
I'm
right? I
wearing my
think.
Milwaukee shirt.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought I
So
saw that at the beginning. Sorry.
it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, definitely looking forward to October. It can't get here soon enough. Nick Hargis reminded me that it's like 100 days away, which is just mind-boggling. So
Amazing.
it'll
Yeah.
be here before
Soon.
we know it. Definitely. Well, hey,
Exactly.
until then, we'll talk soon. So you have a good one.
You do the same, Brock. Take care.
I'm a dad, that's what I do.